What is up, RotoGrinders? We have an hour, 40 minutes until first game locks tonight. Tuesday night, kind of a baby slate. 5 games officially? There's 6 games, but both FanDuel and DK decided the 11 o'clock game on the East Coast and the West Coast. Game on the West Coast, 11 o'clock East Coast time, is just too late for FanDuel, too late for DraftKings. There's a 3-hour break as far as OKC and the Warriors. That game is the back half of the Peacock doubleheader. First half is Boston and New York, so we're just going to have a bit of a sprint slate. We just got news that's not news. Philadelphia, they play in about an hour and 40 minutes. That's the one game that locks early at 7 against Washington. Paul George, Drummond, Quentin Grimes, all game time decisions, so all that is not helpful. Drummond and George did practice today. Grimes was a midday downgrade, so my guess is he's least likely to play of those 3. The other 2 probably play, but again, this is something we'll know. If we don't know it, crunch time will know it. Running it back from yesterday. Yesterday was a good day for your boy. We got returning champion, Chopper. How are things? Happy Tuesday.
What's up, Dean? How's it hanging? Am I?
You're good?
I mean, this might be I might be falling for a trap here, but there's somebody on Twitter with seems like a reasonable source saying Giannis has requested a trade from Milwaukee. I don't know about all that. I'm probably getting scammed, Dean. I'm probably falling for the bait, but
I saw something that, and again, I didn't dig into it, but he erased all of his old tweets. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, Miami, it's 82 today in Miami. In Milwaukee, it's probably pretty cold. Man, that's a pretty good destination, Giannis. Come aboard. We have a lot of pieces now. Pretty deep team.
Yeah, you get Giannis, and you probably win the East this year. To be honest with you, the East is not anything. There's nothing special about the East, Dean. This year, it's wide open. So yeah, that'd be an interesting one. But yeah, good day. Tuesday, sunny outside, nice. Feeling good, ready to do some basketball. Got championship weekend this weekend in college football. That's always fun to see who's going to get into the playoffs. And then also in the NFL, there's like 3 or 4 games that have major playoff implications, like direct playoff implications. I think Green Bay, Detroit, Green Bay, and Chicago go at it for the division lead. All kinds of good stuff. So it's just going to be a fun week of sports here.
We got our guy TJ hanging out in chat. He's giving you props for last night's show. Yourself and Davis, I guess the Plums plays worked out for the thrashing, the shellacking of the Giants. I think I read it in the survey, if I remember correctly. I think Davis Maddock called the Singletary rushing touchdown. Who was your Plums play last night?
It was Darius Slayton. It was Darius Slayton, so he was all right. You know, he was probably, he was pretty good. For a New York Giant, considering they looked pretty inept, to get something out of that. Yeah, I don't know where he got Singletary from. That's bizarre, man. Like Singletary. I mean, good for him though, man. He pulled it. I don't know where he's pulling it from, but he got it. Slayton was all right. Those 2 in your lineup would have been all right if you had the rest. Fill out the rest with Patriots, man, because that was a thrashing. My boy Marcus Jones, another return touchdown. Always good. Always good to see. Always good to see. Who's a quarterback for the Giants? His name's slipping me. Jackson Dart. It's always good to see Jackson Dart get lit up on the sidelines. You gotta love that,
Why is that good to see?
He's a little cocky. He needs a little cockiness knocked out of him. So
I thought he was gonna stop running. He's not. He's still running.
Idiot.
He can't help himself, right?
Yeah. Run out of bounds, bro. You're gonna be out of the league in 3 years, man. Keep taking them shots, but whatever. I'm not a.
Did you see the medical tent last night? I didn't watch the game. I was watching basketball.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't watching that. Patriots Giants. I'm not exactly tuned in for 60 minutes, Dean. I'm watching some other stuff in there.
You're like Al Michaels at autopilot.
Yeah, autopilot. I'm watching, vaguely keeping up on my iPad while I flipping through The Voice in Jersey Shore and Acapulco. I'm on season 4 of Acapulco.
What's Acapulco?
It's just a fun little show, man, about the 1980s, man. Like this, okay. He's telling stories to his like nephew. It's it's going between him storytelling in real time, and he's flashing back to the 80s when he worked at a hotel in Acapulco. You know what I'm saying? Like So
Okay.
a lot of it is like throwback, and it's like you see the 80s, man. It's pretty cool. They come to life again, Dean. The 80s come to life. It's a fun little show.
Nostalgia's back.
Yeah, so I did see producer Steve in chat. Yeah, I did see Young Ho Koo.
It's been a tough year for
The
him.
Giants, man. What are you doing, G, man? Guy can't even kick a field goal without stubbing his foot.
I did see that. Clip. By the way, it was Instagram apparently where Giannis erased a lot of his stuff on Instagram related to the Bucks. So I guess, at least according to one of our chatters here, was confirming that something's going on there. And TJ is under the delusion that Giannis is gonna go to Toronto. They don't have one like positive contract. Okay.
He said he loves Toronto. He said he loves Canada, Dean. Giannis loves Canada.
It's delightful up there. I've been several times. I like it too, but he ain't going to Canada.
Maybe just straight up for RJ Barrett, maybe.
Yeah,
kicking a first rounder. Kicking a first rounder.
Oh, there you go.
RJ Barrett and a first rounder.
Why not? Okay. We're waiting for some injuries. We mentioned the Philadelphia stuff. That's the very first game. That's the only game at 7:00. Drummond, his injury, it looked like it was going to be much worse. I'm surprised he's got it back at this point. But, yeah, he's questionable tonight. Paul George is questionable. He's got that knee he's managing. Had a good game last time out. Embiid, of course, is still out. Grimes is questionable too. Klingon is another player that's questionable. A big boy there for Portland. If he sits out, maybe, Ty Lord can get like a GPP bump, and you would get some small ball 5 out of Grant. Anything else? Jock Landale, not a big deal, but you might get a little bit more. I guess I'm trying to think who that would benefit if Landale happens to sit out. A little more Triple J, like some Triple J center when Edey's not playing center. You probably get some of that. So a slight bump to Triple J. One of these days is going to get there. It's going to happen, I swear. We got the midday downgrade for Zion. It's questionable. And then, no, he's out for at least 3 weeks. Okay, thank you. New Orleans, what a horrible organization they are. Yves Missy's also questionable, which would make them kind of thin if he happens to not go. So, yeah, that is certainly something worth monitoring. That's basically it. Nothing huge, but, things that will matter to some degree. But you mentioned Acapulco. That's a TV show. And what do you know, Chop? Today is Television Tuesday. Television Tuesday. Get yourself a week free of RG Premium. Tell me in the Discord channel what TV show I'm talking about. One clue drop every 10, 15 minutes or so will get you all the way up to crunch time. There'll be 5 individual clues. Tell me in the Discord, rotogrinders.com/Discord, the live stream chat channel. Most of our Discord channels are free. That is a free one. It is Fruit. Fruit is your first clue, Chop. I know you like playing here in our side chat. Let me know in the Discord channel what today's Television Tuesday is. All right. Ramazan in chat calling his shot, saying it's Roseanne and saying, I'll take RG Premium. Well, it's not Roseanne, but keep trying. Keep firing away. And it's not Gilligan's Island either. All right. Chop, anything else we should mention? Anything else that's of note? As far as front and back, the only team in the back half of a back-to-back is Washington. That's in part why Middleton is not playing tonight. Front half is New York, Portland, and the Spurs. Just throwing that out there as far as who's on the island games, speaking of Gilligan, and then the front end and the back end. Anything overarching? Is there one injury you're kind of waiting for? Philadelphia certainly is going to matter. We're going to know that at some point. If we don't know it, crunch time will know it.
No, I don't think so. I mean, just all the trio of Philly guys would be, interesting if they all sat out or something like that. But otherwise, not really. TJ
negotiated Jakob Poeltl on 32 first-round picks, which is kind of funny. Nicely done, TJ. That might get it done. You can't do consecutive years, right? Isn't that the rule? You have to every other year. You got to keep your first. Yeah. So that's for the next 64 years. They're giving away every other year their first-round pick, and probably would be worth it. I don't know, maybe. Yeah. All right. Let's dive in. Let's talk about it. The first game, it's Washington and Philadelphia. 235.5 is the total, one of the bigger totals on the board. But also it's a pretty big spread. Philadelphia is a 12, 13-point favorite here. A little bit tricky to talk about Philadelphia because, as I mentioned a couple times, there are some moving parts. We're projecting all in currently as far as Grimes, George, Drummond. They have a knee and a calf, respectively. All are questionable. All are game time decisions. Washington, they're a little bit thinner these days with the absence of Kispert. He's got that thumb. No Middleton. Sarr is out with an adductor. And Keyshawn Johnson also has he's got 10 toes, but one really hurts. It's one of his big ones. So he's also questionable. So that's certainly something to monitor. If he doesn't go, I think we have an if-then set up for that. And again, this is news we will have as the slate locks. McCollum will get a bump. And I guess I kind of buried the lead with Sarr being out because Marvin Bagley, his price did not adjust from yesterday, or at least certainly not enough. Both Bagley and Vukcevic project pretty well because they'll chop up those 48 minutes most likely. Did I say Keyshawn Johnson? Give me the damn ball, Keyshawn Johnson from the Jets. Is that what I did? My bad.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn George. Why am I saying Keyshawn Johnson? There you go. Former receiver for the Jets many, many years ago. And the Bucks too. Chop. Wizards, Sixers. What do you got?
Super Bowl winner with the Bucks, Dean.
Was he a big deal that year? I think he was good that year, right? I'm pretty sure. I think he had a good year. Yeah. That was like Warren Sapp,
Oh, an elite defense. Great defense.
Yeah. Who was the quarterback of that team? It wasn't a good quarterback, right?
Brad
Johnson.
Yeah, Brad Johnson.
Yeah. People always say Trent Dilfer.
Keenan McCardell got out of Jacksonville just in time to go to Tampa and win a championship that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good team. Good team. Who was it? Was there a defensive coordinator? When we might be going like full circle here. Wasn't there a defensive coordinator like Monty Kiffin?
It might have been. That sounds familiar, but I don't know that for certain.
Lane Kiffin's papa. And now Lane Kiffin's in the news.
What's Lane Kiffin doing these days? I haven't heard. Is anybody talking about him?
Yeah, he's an idiot too, man. He's not loyal to the soil, that's for sure.
Well,
okay. So Tyrone Maxey is
Tyrone Maxey.
My bad. Kiffin had the Tampa too, man. Man, that was it's crazy. These guys they get these defensive shells every once in a while, every several years, and they can't figure them out, and they like dominate the league for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden they get figured out, and then they go by the wayside. The Tampa 2 was definitely one of them, but it still has its moments though. The 4-6, the Buddy Ryan 4-6 defense, Dean, remember that one? That was a good one.
Buddy Ryan, I was a Houston Oilers fan back in the day. I still remember when he fought Kevin Gilbride in the sideline.
Run and shoot.
But he was thrown down with the offensive coordinator.
Gilbride deserved it, let's be honest. That guy was he just had the look about him, like a little bit of a prick. Let's be honest.
Well, he was a curmudgeon too, I imagine.
Yeah. I remember that Super Bowl, that Raiders Bucks Super Bowl. I remember that one. I remember my whole day that day, Dean. Bizarro. I remember going to Hooters that day and everything. Well, that's another story, man. We ain't got time for all that, Dean. Tyrone Maxey plays tonight. I gotta get a shout out here for
Tyrone Maxey.
He's the highest projected guy on the slate, obviously. So he's fine. So clearly he's the highest projected Philly guy. The next 3 highest projected Philly guys are all questionable, and I would say highly questionable, to be honest with you, man. That's George, Grimes, and Drummond. So if 3 of your top 4 highest projected guys were to sit, boy, it'd be a lot of scrambling going on with those builds. Luckily, we'll probably know because it's the first game on the board, and there's a gap after that. Although they could always pull shenanigans, but I mean, if we're treating it like all those 3 guys are gonna play, Maxey still is a good play because he's projected like well above anybody else on the slate, so he's got to be in there. I would have a lot less interest in the other guys though. If Paul George, Grimes, and Andre Drummond all suit up and play, it would take a little bit of shine off of McCain or Barlow or Edgecombe. Man, maybe if everybody sits, Edgecombe might be in play. If those guys were to sit, or a combination of them, then we can start talking about these other guys that I just mentioned, and they'd be in play. But for right now, I'm sticking with Tyrone Maxey on that side, Tyrese Maxey on that side, just because the projection's good. But I need to see the questionable guys for everybody else. On the Washington side, boy, heavy chalk Bagley, man. Heavy chalk Bagley night again.
And he worked last night, but there's fragility to him.
He deserves it, I guess, a little bit. You gotta have some numbers on him. So he's in play. Champagne is in play. You can get you some Champagne tonight. Really cheap on FanDuel. He's definitely hitting the opposite
slate.
Oh, Justin. I'm talking about Justine.
I know. We'll talk about another one later, but for San Antonio, there's two that are in play.
Are they brothers? Are they brothers? They got to be brothers.
They got to be brothers. There's three
Champagnes in the world. It's a pretty unique last name. But, yeah, so Bagley and Champagne as salary savers, I think, are in play for that side. Otherwise, I'm not really – McCollum, could twist my arm. If I'm running 50,
it wasn't a back-to-back for him. That's my issue.
Yeah, veteran guy. I really don't need the veteran guy. Although I would say that I'm not sure if Philly's really capable of blowing anybody out of the water so bad that there's not a fourth quarter for any of these guys. I think they all have their thing. And George, you mentioned George. If he's active and plays, he's got upside against this Philly team, which is going to be defensively deprived tonight for the most part. So. Some optimals are hidden with Vukovic in there, but that's not really my cup of tea. And the Cam Whitmore thing is not really a thing. You'd have to get the right game script for him, and I'm not trying to do the 1 out of every 20 games that he comes through. So I'm out on that one.
Well, I didn't run it that way because I ran my stuff and I limited to 1 because they both project pretty well, Bagley and Vucevic, but I would not play both. Because they essentially don't play together. You're limiting the upside. You're trying to guess the right one. Now, I know they both got there last night, but, I would still continue just playing one of the two. And there's certainly a scenario. And this game looks like it's going to blow out, like a decent chance, right? 13 points currently. I think Drummond plays. Like you're talking about the guys for Philly. I think there's a really good chance Paul George plays. I feel really confident he plays. Drummond, most likely. And the one that's diciest is Grimes because he was a midday downgrade. Far as I can tell, McCain's a guy that projects pretty well right now, but he would benefit if, especially if Grimes sits out. And if Drummond doesn't go, I guess Bona would probably project pretty well as well because he would be the last. I mean, Barlow's a big, but I guess Bona would likely draw the start there. Edgecombe still has a minutes limit on him, so we're giving him I think 26. Yeah, we're giving him 26. Coming back from injury, he's played, I think, the 5th most minutes per game this season, and it caught up with him. So they're kind of slowly working him back a little bit, but I think Maxey. So Chop, this slate for me, I don't think there's any amazing separator plays as on paper. I know Maxey projects really well. I understand the usage. I understand we're giving him 39 minutes because he's played 41 minutes on average this season, some overtime included. But if he's going to be 58% owned, which is what we currently have, I think he's a good fade because I think there's similar players that could beat him that we'll talk about. Point per dollar wise, obviously he's in the biggest projection, raw points. He's got 9 points on everybody on the field currently as far as our projections. And I understand why. He's going to play the most minutes in theory and, all the usage in the world with and a great matchup against Washington. But I also think there's a threat he might lose some minutes in the fourth quarter if he smashes too hard early. Certainly for your cash games, though, Maxey is your big spend if you only have one big spend. Anything else here, Chop, as far as Washington and Philly?
Let me look here, Dean. Let me peruse the spreadsheet. I think we covered everybody.
Going to give the people a second clue for today's Television Tuesday Win Yourself Week Free of RG Premium. First clue was fruit, and the second clue is bench. Get in that Discord channel and tell me what today's television show is. It is not Married with Children or Desperate Housewives or Soap or Master Chef or The Banana Splits. I don't know what that is. A kid show from years ago. Okay, never heard of it. I'm sure it's spectacular. All I know about is Miss Rachel. I hear the kids like Miss Rachel. That's all I know about what the kids are watching these days. It's not I Love Lucy or Lost or Seinfeld or The Voice in honor of Chop. It's not The Voice. But lots of guesses coming on through here. Or Night Court. I see why you guessed Night Court. Portland and Toronto, 231.5 is the total. Toronto. I believe they've lost 2 in a row. You know, it's funny. TJ will send me DMs, and like anytime Toronto wins, he'll let me know Toronto wins. He didn't tell me. I don't know. The DM, it must have got lost somewhere in the mail. He didn't tell me they lost to New York. He didn't tell me they lost to, I think, Washington. I don't know what happened, TJ. Maybe you just forgot to send it. But it's almost like when Toronto wins, he chirps. When they lose to Charlotte, he just disappears. He turtles away. But that's neither here nor there. Blazers. Blazers are 5-point dogs here in Toronto. Chop, who's in? Who's out in this one? Well, I will let you know. Donovan Clingan, he's a big boy. He was ill. He had the fish last time. He's questionable. We don't know if he's available tonight. Drew Holiday is still out. Matisse Thybulle is still out. Scoot is still out as well. Toronto, RJ Barrett is still out with his knee. And that's really the only thing that matters. They're fully healthy. Blazers, Raptors. What do you got? Danny Avdija coming off just an incredible night. I think that was his last game, right? Where he triple-doubled and had like 18, 19 rebounds or something like that. Almost good enough for you. You might actually bother to learn how to say his name one of these days.
A little 70 burger for Avdija. Am I not saying it right?
No, you're getting closer.
He's good, man. Like I don't know if he's good real life. I can't really put my finger on that, but boy, he can tear it up in fantasy for you. So yeah, I'm a fan. 96. He's one of those guys that you just mentioned. Like if you're not playing Maxey and you want to go a different route, he can clearly be the guy on the slate. He just put up a 70 piece. Could happen again, especially against, respectfully to TJ, the Toronto Raptors. You know, like it could happen again. So he's in there. We'll see about some of the questionable guys. Jeremy Grant, fine. Kamara, decent price on FanDuel. Shaden Sharp, I expected more. Don't think I play Shaden Sharp. And Time Lord, yeah, I mean, he's got upside. He always has a little upside if things fall to him. So
how many minutes can he play is the question.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's going to play some extra minutes if Klingon is out.
He played 19 last time out.
Yeah, 20 minutes. Time Lord can crush. He's a GPP player. I'm not playing the guy in cash. He's a GPP guy, but these guys are in play. I think this is a really solid game right here environment. On the other side, Scotty Barnes, excellent play with Barrett out. Brandon Ingram, solid play. Like, I prefer my fantasy players to be doing a little bit more than just scoring baskets. You know, I'd like to have some other stats kicked in, so he doesn't jump off the charts to me, but Ingram's fine. Quickly's good price tag on FanDuel, and then after that it gets a little rough. I mean, you could play Pirtle, but I don't think I am. I think he's he's center only eligible. That kind of limits the appeal of Pirtle. So, but I mean, I think that there's some good pieces in this game.
Just want to get a refresh as far as the current ownership in this game. 21% for Quickly, 21% for Ingram, Scotty Barnes, 17%, Avdija on the other side, 12%. He would get a little bit of a bump if we lose Klingan. I feel like he's going to play. It was an illness. You'd imagine, how long that was 3 days ago, I think it was, 2 days ago. But I don't know. I'm just guessing. Stay tuned for that. That's like an old school matchup, like two big boys, Pirtle versus Klingan, right? And down low. Not the versatile centers we're seeing these days. Just want to see if anybody took down today's. Okay, looks like we dodged no winner just yet. Well, there's still some guesses coming on through, but no winners just yet in our Television Tuesday. Chop It is not The Simpsons. Why did you think The Simpsons? I'm curious. I want to get inside your brain. Why did you guess Simpsons?
Just because there's a lot of Apple references in The Simpsons, and
is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of Apple references. Seems like a show you would watch.
I mean, I loved it as a kid. Obviously, yeah. I used to watch it all the time, and people like I don't like when people can say, "Oh, it's not as good as it used to be," but like it's true with The Simpsons. It's still fine, right? But it's like the Conan years.
Longest running show on TV, right?
Scripted show, yeah, probably. I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Like many years, like Gunsmoke was on forever. I don't know. I'm just on currently.
All right.
I didn't watch Gunsmoke. I just know Gunsmoke was on for like 20 plus years, but The Simpsons dates back to like 1988 or so. Oh yeah, General Hospital. We're gonna go with okay.
A little daytime soap.
Yeah, which that's been off like 50, like Days of Our Lives. I guess I didn't think of those. Yeah,
I remember General Hospital back in the day.
You watched? You were a viewer?
I like it. They had Jimmy Lee and Grant when they were fighting over Celia. Yeah, it was always a good little show back then.
How do you just jump in that show? Like you're there in year 51. Like, how do you catch up?
I don't know. The people are. Alex is saying, "Can we rise in unison for TJ to buy an Aaron Brooks jersey?" My question would be, which Aaron Brooks are we talking about? Because there have been multiple Aaron Brooks.
So Brooks, you're talking about the point guard in Houston? No, he's got to be talking about the Saints because TJ's a Saints fan.
Oh, okay.
He was a Raider too, which he was terrible for the Raiders, right? And fine for the Saints. I remember correctly.
He had some good years for the Saints. I remember that. He had some good years for the Saints. I think he was throwing the ball to Joe Horn.
Yeah. Before pre-Breeze, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Faux show.
Man, I'm trying to think is there any like a top priority? Your favorite play on both sides of this game is who? Favorite play on Portland and Toronto, all things considered. Who are they?
Oh man. For Toronto, it'd be between Barnes and Quickly. I would say, based on the price tag, I'll say Quickly, but Barnes is pretty awesome. And on the flip side, like I don't think there's really a priority for Portland. So if you're asking me which one is the most likely to end up in my rosters, I mean, honestly, at 4,600 on FanDuel is probably Robert Williams. I mean, I know the other guys project a lot better, but I don't mind that upside.
Is he center only, FanDuel?
I gotta imagine he is, but I can check. He's center only.
Yeah.
So maybe not, but all right. But I mean, you get the point. I like the upside.
You can have 5 or 6 stocks over there and just kind of like almost get home just on. Yeah. He can do that. You can't assume he's going to do that, but he can.
So, I mean, if not him, then it's just Avia in some kind of a game stack because he's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Denny idea would be his projection if we happen to lose Klingon, 47 DK, 44 FanDuel. You think Washington regrets trading him away? What did they get for him? Like Malcolm Brogdon or something? What was that deal? I'm trying to remember what that was.
Crazy. Give away good young talent like that, man.
A team that's like developing too and trying to hone good young talent. They just gave up on him pretty quickly. I don't think they get much back. Maybe I could be wrong.
You really, just reminiscent of not quite to that extent, but the Clippers. Come on, man.
SGA?
You give up SGA.
Well, they gave like 4 first-round picks. Yeah.
Like it's hard to like when you talk about trades like that, you very rarely find the player that ends up being that good. It's always about the picks and then draft picks you hope pan out.
Yeah.
It's very rare you get a player that's already in the league, that's already had a couple years or a year or so under his belt, that ends up being like, oh, man, shit, this guy is a freaking superstar. It's very, very rare. So, that's really got to sting when that happens. So it's unfortunate for all parties involved.
Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those notifications, do all those things to help us keep the old lights on. Third clue for Television Tuesday coming at you. Third clue is listen. Fruit, bench, listen. It's not the Benny Hill Show, the Muppet Show, or Jeopardy, or Roots and Fruits. I don't know what that is. It is not Presumed Innocent or Hell's Kitchen or Dead Like Me. A lot of guesses coming on through. It is not The Masked Singer or Judge Judy either. I see what you're doing with Judge Judy, though. Okay, get yourself a week free of RG Premium. Tell me what TV show I'm talking about. The first game on the Peacock doubleheader, New York, Boston, 230 is the total. Boston is it's pretty high and it's tight, right? Boston just like a 2-point dog here. We saw Peyton Pritchard get loose last game. The upside was unleashed on a slate where I couldn't play him. Was it the weekend? I guess I could have, but I didn't. All right, so who's in and who's out for this one? Really nothing new here. OG Anunoby, he's been out for a long time for New York, still out. Landry Shamet, still out. Nothing has changed. Same old, same old. I think it was just injury management stuff, right, with White. They just kind of rested him for back-to-back stuff. So White is back. They gave him a calf. Keita is back from his he had an ankle. But otherwise, this is as healthy as Boston has been the entire season. Of course, Tatum is still on the injury report, but we're probably not going to see him all year long. How do you feel about New York and Boston? How are you attacking this game?
I'm attacking Dean. Did I get it, Dean? Did I get the right answer, Dean?
Did not. Should I watch that show? I watched the first season and then never revisited it. I thought it was fine, but I never circled back on the morning show.
Nah. If it ain't the answer, then don't bother. It ain't worth it.
It's okay.
Boston and New York. It's an interesting game here. Yeah, Boston, I don't know, man. I'm not seeing anybody that really appeals to me. I think New York is kind of a three-point funnel, more or less, so you should be able to get up a lot of three-point shots on them. So you just looking at the guys who shoot a lot of three-pointers for them. I mean, I know Anthony Simons hasn't been very good this year. He's been a disappointment, flat out. I mean, I would have thought he was going to be better. He hasn't, but he still takes a pretty decent amount of threes, and he's probably their best three-point shooter. I don't know. He's probably around 40% range or so. He's probably really good. So if you want to take a shot in GPPs on that, and then like you said, Peyton Pritchard, always a threat now, and his price, it's not moving up too much. It's about at its peak right now and where it's going to stay. But he's a pretty steady, consistent performer this year with the injuries they're dealing with. Derek White's a little bit banged up, and I'm not playing him. And Jaylen Brown can always go crazy against the Knicks. This is always a good game for these guys. On the flip side, I do like Karl-Anthony Towns in GPPs, which is what I'm playing tonight. So I like Karl-Anthony Towns, big upside. Get out on that three-point line against Boston and take a lot of three-pointers, and hopefully he's, this is like, I want to say this is like a damn near a career low 3-point % for him this year. Like he's not shooting very well from the field this year.
Wasn't it bad at the start of his career though? He didn't really start shooting threes until
he never shot them at first. Then he got the green light and learned how to do it, and he was awesome. But now he's like really low 30% this year. But he's always prone to like be able to find the track. So, and Boston will give it up, and they'll give up a lot of rebounds. One of the teams you can grab a lot of rebounds against. So Karl-Anthony Towns fits the mold of a player here tonight. Wouldn't besmirch anybody for thinking Brunson or Hardy. They're fine. Bridges and McBride are a little bit of a step down, but whatever you want to do with them. But I think Karl-Anthony Towns is a really good GPP play. And on the flip side, Jaylen Brown and Anthony Simons, but yeah, nothing too exciting here.
So I think I'm going to play again. I think this is a good slate to be a little bit different. And while this player does not project amazing, I can absolutely see this person putting up like 45 fantasy points or so, playing a ton of minutes these days, has been in better form as well. Has won that starting job. I think I'm going to play some Josh Hart tonight. The minutes have been awesome of late, 35, 40, 34, 38. He seems a little bit overpriced. Boston's the worst rebounding team as far as defensive rebounding percentage. So we could see a couple of putbacks here. He's the hardest working man in the business when it comes to rebounds. For guards, right? Is there somebody better? Is there a better rebounding guard in basketball? There might be somebody I'm missing, but he's certainly on the Mount Rushmore. He's certainly on the Family Feud board. Always a threat to get you a cheap triple-double. It's something that's in play. And he's just not going to get played. And I'm looking for people that could be separators. Like last night, one of them was Desmond Bane. He got there. And I think there's a decent chance that we get Hart doing the same thing, going to play a pile of minutes. National TV games, you get a little bit extra breather as far as commercials. So maybe he gets up to 38, 37, 38 minutes, something like that. And we're looking at 5%, Chom. We're 5% for Josh Hart. That just seems too low the way I'm seeing it right now. Certainly the stuff I'm going to be playing in the single entry stuff, I feel like I'm going to be on an island. And he's one of the players that I want to use as a separator tonight. I like Cat just fine. I like Brunson just fine. You mentioned the Boston guys. Sure. Pritchard, White, by all means. Brown, sure. But my favorite play in this game, all things considered, I think is Josh Hart. How does that hit you? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not besmirching you. He's a good player, putting up good numbers lately. Fine matchup, not the same Boston defense we used to be accustomed to. So, yeah, Josh Hart's good. He's fine, dude. I don't think we've come across a player yet that I'm wowed by on this slate. I don't know. It's all just kind of mundane.
That's the point I'm making. I think it's a really good slate to be different because, we're talking about Maxi's going to be 50%. And I love Maxi. He's great. I understand why he's projecting so awesome. But, especially in the single entry stuff I'm going to be focusing on, if he's going to be like 60, 70% owned, I'll take my chances. And if he puts up 70, I'm buried. If he puts up 50, I'll be fine, I think, hopefully. We'll see. All right, back to the Discord channel. Has anybody got there as far as nobody got there in 3? It looks like we do not have a winner just yet, Chop. So we might need a 4th clue. It's not Love is Blind or The Good Place or The Good Wife. All the goods are being guessed. Or Lie to Me or Law and Order. Yeah, unless I missed it. I don't think anybody has guessed it just yet. 4th clue, Chop, is this might get people there. We'll see. 4th clue is widower. Widower is the 4th clue. We'll talk about Minnesota and New Orleans in a second. Memphis, San Antonio as well. 2 more games on layaway. Crunch time coming in about 15 minutes. TJ hanging out there in chat. He's in the bullpen. You got Kirkwood, Kirkdiese, as well as Chief Mineralogist Kevin Roth. Do want to tell the people, Chop, we're giving away a week free of RG Premium, or you can partake in our Black Friday sale. It does not get any better, and this is it. This is the last day. It's valid. This offer, it's going to disappear today. So that's it. I don't know if it's exactly midnight. That's not my department. But you can get 3 months of combo premium. Each individual month will be charged you at a cost of a single sport, meaning the cost for one sport, football, basketball, whatever it happens to be, $74.99. The Combo Pro, I think $120. We're just going to charge the single sport price and give you all the sports: football, baseball, basketball, hockey, WNBA, PGA, MMA, everything with the exception of NASCAR. I'm sure I missed something as well. And then the optimizer, SimLabs, Lineup HQ, what you're seeing on the screen right now, the expert survey, the expert rankings, too much stuff, all the big articles as well. Again, link in the description. If you've been debating, if you've been thinking about it, this is the last day to pull the trigger here on the Black Friday sale. Also, in the description, do want to shout out Missouri. Missouri does have sports betting now. We have all the links to help you get the best bonuses in that link, all in one concise space as well. There's a link in the Discord channel. I think it's DK and FanDuel, Fanatics. I was looking at it. I think it's like 5 or 6 books or so, and each one gives you a nice, sweet deposit deal. All right. Chop. Oh, I guess we have a winner here. Looks like we have a winner here in our Discord channel. It is, yes. Okay, so it is Peterman. Peterman's won this before. Apparently, Peterman is my mom. So Peterman's mom. Apparently, he's got a lifeline. So there's no rules that frowns upon that. So we'll get you a week free of RG Premium. 2 more games to go here, Chopper. It is the T-Wolves and the Pelicans. 231 is the total. Pelicans are pretty big dogs here. They're about 12-point dogs versus Minnesota. They lost Zion for the next 3 weeks or so. He's not playing basketball for a bit. Otherwise, well, Herb Jones is still out too, their best wing defender. He's dealing with where is Herb? He's got a calf. Yeah, Yves Missi is questionable too, so it's possible if Missi goes away, Derek Queen could be well positioned. And they would dust off Kevon Looney. You're not playing Kevon Looney. They also have other bigs too, like Dickinson and DeAndre Jordan. Certainly no reason to develop DeAndre Jordan these days. Jordan Poole still out. Trey Murphy available with his elbow. And Makovich is the other big that's out too. So they'll be kind of thin on some of their bigs if they happen to lose Zion. Of course, he's out. Missi's questionable, and Makovich is out too. There are some other big bodies, though, for what it's worth. Minnesota, they are clean. They are 100% healthy. No issues. So feels like they're in a really good spot here to throttle the Pels. Your thoughts?
Throttle City. Anthony Edwards is fine. Just another one of those guys that we've talked about that can contend with Maxey for the high scorer on the slate in a vacuum. So he's fine. Randall's fine. Jay McDaniels is fine. Naz Reid, okay. Like any of these guys could get there, especially if the game script works out right with which there's a chance it does here tonight with some of these injuries. So I think they're all good. On the New Orleans side, all right, we're going to look to capitalize on some injuries. We'll see what Missi if he's in or out. But first thing I thought of was Derek Queen when Zion got rolled out. Like maybe we can get back to those days a couple weeks ago where Queen was dropping 40 burgers on people right and left. So Derek Queen's in play. Trey Murphy, always in play, man, at a good price tag. Trey Murphy's always in play. Jeremiah Fears, looking pretty solid for a rookie, so I think he's in play too. And Sadiq Bey is going to grab a bunch of rebounds tonight. So at that price tag, he's all right too.
Just checking the ownership stuff here as far as this game. Nas is tricky because if the blowout is too bad, if there is a blowout, he would kind of lose some run. It would almost get too – he's not going to mop, right? So I've heard people say before, it's like, oh, he benefits from a blowout. Not necessarily. He'll be the last guy off, but he also is going to lose some minutes too. So I don't really see it that way, especially if it's a massive blowout. And you never really know how this stuff turns out. Certainly New Orleans can beat Minnesota. Like that's in the cards. That's in the realm of possibilities. Nobody massively owned currently as far as projection. Randall at 22%. Sadiq Bey projects pretty well, which kind of surprised me, Chop. Like it's just I understand he's going to play a bunch of minutes and he's going to get some usage thrown his way too. But it is weird to see 6'6" Sadiq Bey coming in at 20%. I guess he's fine. I would just get the Murphy before. He's not that much more. If I'm playing one of those two, I prefer to play. I just think Murphy has more upside than Sadiq Bey. You mentioned Ant. He's an interesting pivot away from Maxey. Kind of a direct pivot as well. Well, guard. He's shooting guard. He's not a point guard, but you get my point. McDaniels is pretty solid. Probably not going to hurt you. Probably not going to make you. But if I need a 5'6" small forward to complete my lineup, I have no issues with that. And same thought process with DiVincenzo. If you want to play the blowout angle, like maybe Jose Alvarado, I don't know if he's a full-on mop guy, but he's also like, good energy guy. And like if the second unit gets going, it's probably because he's doing some things out there. But again, that's sort of deep tournament stuff. Are we going to know as far as the injury stuff? When are we going to find this out, Chop? As far as Yves Missi, which feels somewhat important, I think, if he plays or doesn't play. Somewhat important.
It is important. Now, can you really backload all your lineups, though, to wait on it because it's a small slate? Mm-hmm. So, I don't it's tricky like that, but I don't know, Dean.
TJ in chat is pointing out Sadiq Bey's game log, and he's been awesome in part because the minutes have been pretty outrageous. 33, 38, 39, 34, and he's been taking some shots. So, usage has been there too. So maybe he's definitely earned that price tag. I shouldn't say he hasn't earned that price tag. If that was, I didn't mean to infer that. Usage 19%, 23, 15, 21, 24, 20 last 5 or so games. Keyshawn George not playing tonight. Keyshawn Johnson not playing tonight, but Keyshawn George is in for Washington. All right, so that's good to know. Anything else that's of note? Kevin Herter, that's tomorrow. He's not playing. Spoiler alert. We got anything else as far as this game?
Nah.
Okay. Fifth clue, by the way, we'll just give it away for fun, is session. That is the fifth clue, Chop. Fruit, bench, listen, widower, and session. Those are our 5 clues. We did get a winner for RG Premium.
Oh, man. I had it, D. I would have got it in 4, but
Peter. What happened? You had it in. I thought 4 kind of, I don't want to say gives it away, but like it limits a lot of things.
Yeah, I had it in 4. Peterman kind of messed it up for everybody though when he got it right off in 3.
Well, it's the game though. You're supposed blame Peterman's mom. I think it was Peterman's mom actually. If you want to, he had a lifeline. So that's sometimes that plays to your favor. 2 brains better than 1. Memphis and San Antonio. I guess it's a dual prong hammer, right? Both these games are at 8:00. Yeah. Spurs at home are 6-point favorites versus the Grizz. 232.5 is the total. Who's in? Who's out for this one? Well, I will tell you, Chop. Well, as they scroll to San Antonio, Stephen Castle is still out. Wembanyama is still out, unfortunately. He's got that calf. When it comes to Memphis, Jock Landale is questionable, which is somewhat meaningful. I think for Triple J might get a little bit more backup 5 if we lose Landale. Otherwise, nothing's really changed here. Clark and Jerome and Ja we haven't seen for a long time. No Scottie Pippen, regular Scottie Pippen or the junior variety. Neither are available tonight for Memphis. But your thoughts, San Antonio and the Grizz? What do you got?
Yeah, San Antonio, the Grizz, Jaren Jackson Jr. in play.
Doing it again.
What happened?
I mean, it's he's been terrible is the point. We keep playing him, and he's not quite getting there. But
it's not our fault, man. Why, if he doesn't get there any night, why don't projections bump him down about 5 points? Because they keep on giving him a pretty solid projection every night. So
they're based on the last 3 years probably, and they're not changing enough based upon how poorly he's been.
That sounds like the bat. That sounds like the bat. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it keeps him getting a good projection, so it's hard to ignore that and just but I mean, you can obviously. And San Antonio is clearly a much weaker defensive team right now than they are typically. So maybe you take it, but that's why I kind of like Zach Edey tonight, even more than Triple J. Kind of like Zach Edey. So that'd be my favorite Memphis player. Man, Coward struggled lately, but again, solid projection. Had some success this year, so he's in play. Some of the other guys, kind of blend. These guys all kind of blend in. Vince Williams, Aldama, very similar projected guys at similar price tags. So I don't know that it does anything for me. On the other side, for San Antonio, De'Aaron Fox probably kind of slowed down off of that torrid return from injury, and then when Wemby got hurt, he really took over, but he's kind of slowed down that pace a little bit. He's still perfectly fine, especially in a matchup like this. Vassell, fine. Vassell, however you want to talk about him. The Champagne brother is here. Not saying I'm playing him, but here's one. This is where it gets interesting, Dean. I don't think you can play especially on FanDuel, because they're both centers. But Zach Edey theoretically should be a little bit better if we get a little bit more Luke Cornett. And Luke Cornett should be pretty decent if he has to be on the court to guard Zach Edey. It's like this catch-22 thing going on there. I kind of like both those guys. You can only play one of them on FanDuel. You can do a little mini stack in the game right there on DraftKings if you wanted to, but I like Cornett too. Like Cornett versus Edey.
Cornett's been really disappointing. I thought he'd be better in the absence of Wemby. Yeah, he just has not having. He's been playing mid-20s as far as the minutes, the absence of Wemby, and he has not really had that game where he's just kind of jumped up and he needed him. I feel like he's been disappointing. But you mentioned Edey, and I was talking about Hart being one of my favorite plays in the slate. Zach Edey is one of my favorite plays in the slate because he could put up 50 fantasy points, and he's not going to be overwhelmingly popular. I'm seeing 4%. I don't. He doesn't project that amazing, but the minutes have been going up. The center position, just as is. What's the opportunity cost at center, Chop? Crunch Time's going to come on here. They're going to go around the horn, position by position. Tell me all the great centers you want to play tonight. There's a bunch of he's, Hurdle's fine. Nas is fine. You want to throw a dart at Queen. Cat, of course, you can play at center or power forward, but Gobert's been kind of losing some minutes, losing some steam. I think Edey is just an awesome, awesome tournament play tonight, and probably will be on my main lineup tonight. And he's a tick overpriced. You can argue he's a tick overpriced, but at the same time, when you get the good Edey, you're talking about somebody who can put up 18 and 5 stocks. So I think he's one of my favorite tournament plays on the slate. And you just play Edey, right? And then you can play all sorts of chalk around it. Obviously, he's got to do it. He's got to get there. But if you play him with a bunch of chalk, good luck. And he puts up 50. Good luck catching me. We'll see. But that's one of my favorite plays in the slates. I talked about Hart and Edey. I think I wrote somebody else down as my 3 favorites. Did I have somebody else on my list? Oh, I wrote down Triple J too. But I don't know if I'm having second thoughts about that. I'm scared. Because he did play, I think, a season high in minutes last game, which is of note. Let's Let me go ahead and pull that up. I think it was like 34 minutes or so last game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 34 minutes. Now, did he do anything with it? No, but he was at least in the court. He's had one good game this year. One against New Orleans, where he had 46 DK points. Otherwise, he had 37 versus Cleveland, whatever. 37 versus Phoenix, 39 opening night. One time he's cracked more than 39. I feel like his price should be cheaper, but the math does say he should be a good play, and he's getting a little bit more minutes of late. I guess it was in season. I had 36 versus New Orleans. It might have been overtime because that game was 133, 128, 34, 31, 36 last 3 games. But I'm pretty sure I'm playing one of Triple J or Edie in most of my lineups, but I want to lead with Edie first as my favorite tournament play on the board. I know crunch time's coming in here soon here, Chop. You have anything that's changed as far as after having the conversation? Any stands kind of come to you? I'm trying to see if any news is coming out. Nope. Last thing we got is George. Washington George. Paul George's not officially in just yet. He's still
George Washington?
Well, he's out. I can confirm that George Washington, he's not available. I'm pretty sure he's not going to score any. If you can find him in the player pool, do not click on George Washington. Anything kind of come to you as we've had this conversation, or you sort of feel like the way it started? I don't think you had any like big stands.
I don't have any big stands, and I don't know. This is why I signed up, and basically I could see the writing on the wall earlier in the day that this is going to be this kind of a slate. So that's why the first time in a while here, I'm going to go ahead and multi-enter tonight, Dean, like a bunch of lineups.
Love it.
I don't want to have to decide between just one lineup, right? I think everybody blends in together. So just narrow my player pool way down and run about 50 and hope you get the right combination.
Give me like 2 or 3 guys that are going to be over the field on.
So throughout the course of the show, I will say that if you want to know if any of my stands changed a little bit, well, one of them, you sold me on Josh Hart, so I'm going to be over on Josh Hart. I'm playing on FanDuel, so it's center only, and it's only one spot, so it's going to be tough. I don't want to go too far overweight on somebody, but Zach Edey's jumping out to me as a guy I want to be overweight on a small slate.
What is his ownership there?
I can tell you, man,
less than 2%.
Less than 5% on FanDuel.
It's going to be
higher than 5%. Yeah, so less than 5% though on FanDuel. That's good. And then I think with the Zion news, maybe Derek Queen. It's not going to take a whole lot to get over the field on Derek Queen, but I think I want to take a chance on him having one of those good games again. And, there's just several guys mixed in there. And none of those guys I've mentioned are the guy I was going to give you for the Plums play of the night. So,
who was that?
Well, I didn't want to give a center-only guy. I don't know. I don't want to narrow it down. And then you kind of started talking about some guys, so I didn't want to take that because then it sounds like I'm copying you. So you started talking about – so I'm going to go with my backup plan, Dean. My backup plan, Emmanuel Quickly, because I do want a Raptor. And I think Scotty Barnes is a little bit too easy to say, and he's probably a little too chalky. So I'm going to go Emmanuel Quickly. I do think somebody, maybe even a couple guys on Toronto have pretty big games here in this. I think this is maybe my most stackable game of the night would be that Toronto-Portland game if I had to choose.
By the way, I think you could just plug in Derek Queen. You don't need Misi to be out. I would just say that.
No, it's not Misi. I was sold on Derek Queen when Zion got ruled out.
Yeah,
if Misi's out, it's like icing on the cake for him.
Chop, I know crunch time's coming here in a second, but down here in Miami, they're all talking about the Hurricanes. So the Hurricanes going to get in? Should they get in? Because I think they're not going to get in, right?
We talked something earlier about chasing a tail and going around in circles. That's what the playoffs trying to do.
But they beat Notre Dame, and
they beat Notre Dame, but Miami beat Notre Dame. But then there's Texas who beat these guys in 3-loss team, and then it comes back around. Somehow it circles back around to Miami. Man, it's going to be tough. I think they deserve it, but ultimately I don't think they get in. But I think they deserve it though, and I wouldn't be surprised. And also a lot of it. This is like the NCAAs where you're waiting for your conference tournaments, and the more teams that that win a conference tournament that wasn't going to make the field, kind of bump some guys out. Friday and Saturday is going to determine a lot too on who wins the conference championships and how they do it, and something could open up for Miami theoretically.
Well, they're not in it, right?
Because
of some kind of weird tiebreaker stuff. They're not in the ACC conference.
Oh man, no, it's just a total. I don't know how Duke got in there.
Andy Means made a call.
Oh yeah, good call. Yeah, way to go, Duke. I'm a big Duke fan. Need to keep these shows going, man.
Let's bring in crunch time. We got TJ Zwarych, one of the greatest DFS players in all of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Kirkdiese, Kirkwood, leader of the Juggalos, as well as chief mineralogist Kevin Roth. Crunch time right now. Oh, I'm sorry. I never gave the answer to Television Tuesday. My apologies. So
let's hear it.
Yeah. So, and feel free to play along. I won't give it away. The 5 clues for those that are just joining: fruit, bench, listen, widower, and session. So fruit was the first clue that was in reference to the network that it plays on. It plays on Apple. It's on Apple TV. Bench. There's many scenes in the show take place on benches. Just conversations on benches. Listen is the main character's job is to listen, among other things. This main character is also a widower, and he listens to sessions. The show revolves around listening and therapy and things of that sort, and their families and their patients. It is shrinking. Have we seen Shrinking? Has anybody seen Shrinking?
Great show.
Oh,
yeah. Great show. Fun.
And Roth, you know what? They're all out right now. You don't have to.
Thank God.
You can just watch like 4 in a row if you want to. I'll tell you what, if you start it, you're going to do that. You're going to watch 4 in a row. It's fabulous.
Okay. I've been watching Slow Horses because I've got nothing, and it's fine, but it's not really.
I ditched that after about 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Shrinking is funny. They're fast. The episodes go by fast.
Okay. Shrinking, new show.
Shrinking is one of my favorite. Is one of my favorite TV shows, and in your honor for picking this, Dean, I might just watch some of season 3 tonight.
Oh, is it out?
Nope.
Oh, look at this. TJ with a humble brag. He's got a guy. He knows a guy. He's got some.
Comes out in February.
Yeah. Look at you. Already have the first 3 episodes or so. What do you have?
Like 7 actually.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's exciting. But TJ, you endorse this. Ross should start watching Shrinking.
Yeah, same creators as Ted Lasso. I think it's better personally.
It's a high bar.
Okay. I'm in.
Chop, anything else before you step aside and get out here and make way for crunch time?
All rise. Juggalo Nation needs to rise up for Kirkdiese. Kid Yahoo. That's all I got.
Is he still Kid Yahoo? I don't know if that moniker is.
Don't be disrespectful.
I'm asking the question.
Why do you always say this? Like, what the heck? What do you got going on, Dean? What's up? Talk to me.
For one,
did I win 10 grand the last 3 weeks in a row on Yahoo? Yes. Would that call me Kid? Would that call me Kid Yahoo?
Well, also Kid implies you're like 20, and you could just be.
I don't think he's calling you bad at Yahoo. I think he's calling you old.
Well, I'm also saying Yahoo's it's
shaming you, as Dean does.
No, it shouldn't be. I mean, there's Kid Poker, Daniel Negreanu. Once you're Kid something, it just sticks with you.
At some point, I think you got to phase it out. That's just me. But shout out to you. I didn't know you won 10K in the last 3.
Maybe we call him Senor Yahoo.
Senor. There you go. Does that work for you, Kirkdiese? Does that work? Is that fine?
I couldn't hear because the mic was like out or something.
All right.
What'd you say?
It's settled. All right. Start up crunch time.
Say?
Roth, take it away.
Shout out to producer Steve pointing out that a kid is a baby goat, and Kirkdiese, you are the Yahoo goat. So regardless of age, you will always be the goat of Yahoo, the Kid Yahoo.
Thank you. It's about time someone respected.
See, yeah, put some respect on his name. We got TJ Zwarych in the house as well. What up, TJ?
Not much. It's cold, man. I'm struggling. Seasonal depression kicking in. It's not getting. I don't see the sun until 9:30 a.m. It's getting. It was. It's about 5 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now.
Yeah,
it's good.
I'm in a hoodie.
It's indoors here. And it's fine. It's fine in here.
Yeah.
But today was the first day that it started getting me a little bit like, it's not going to be warm outside for like 5 months. Damn. But other than that, life's good. Life's good.
I actually thought about you today when it was cold, and I was like, "Oh, this sucks." And then I thought about it. I was like, "Well, the high today is 55. That's really not too bad." There are others like my friend TJ who is just absolutely getting crushed. Frederick in the chat saying, "Hey, Roth, what happened to your Giants last night?" I don't know. I am embarrassed. I am humiliated, and I was very, very wrong about that outcome. Kirkdiese in the house. Kirk, how are you?
Yeah, don't feel bad. You ran into a juggernaut. It happens. That's just what
Juggernaut. I didn't think they were real, but they just continue to just play well in all facets of the game.
Oh, they're real and they're spectacular.
That is well done.
There are no elite teams in the NFL, but they are one of the best ones.
Yeah. It's just fun. They're not like a flashy team that you would get excited about, but they just get it done every single week. And you're like, damn, I guess they're just good.
Reminds me of when the Patriots had a young quarterback come in and played the Rams in the Super Bowl, and it started the year, and they had guys like Troy Brown and like just unheard of wide receivers. There wasn't any stars, right? And became an actual dynasty, So I'm not going to say they're a dynasty yet, but it's kind of looking like it.
Okay. Boney pointing out the field goal. If you didn't see, was it Young Ho Kim's field goal attemptee? You should really check it out. It's what it would look like if I tried to kick a field goal. It was phenomenally bad. And
who could have predicted at this point in the season the top 3 teams in the NFL would be the Patriots, the Bears, and the Broncos?
Yikes! Yeah, and the
Broncos, like some people maybe would think like maybe the Broncos, but that's because people thought Bo Nix was going to be good and the offense was going to look good. Like they're like maybe the name that people expected the most, but the worst 10-2 team you'll ever see.
Also, that kick, like you got to appreciate, like just seeing it. Like you will never see that happen again, or ever even thought it. And there was someone who had a big bet. I saw that. You know how you can bet on drive ends and field goal attempt.
Yeah,
and it was technically considered a sack because he didn't make contact with the ball.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so he lost.
I didn't realize that it didn't even count as a field goal attempt because he never attempted the kick. Also, I think I called him Kim. His last name is Koo. I think Young Ho Koo, right? Anyways,
Young Wei Koo.
Thank you. It's Young Ho is way more fun, but regardless, we are not here to talk about football. We're here to talk about basketball. Let's dive into it. We got a little slate. I've been on a little bit of a heater. I've been no big wins. I'm not taking home 10K a week like my boy Kirkdiese, but I've been winning, and I plan on continue winning. TJ, talk to me about this slate a little bit, and then we'll dive into it on the DraftKings side. But give me an overview, TJ.
We are still waiting on news in the first game of the night, which we should be getting in the next 10-ish minutes. Like we kind of thought we would have already, but at the most in the next 10-ish minutes. I see Dean and the people in the chat saying you forgot about Seattle, TJ. You forgot about Seattle, TJ. No, I didn't. Seattle with a 4 seed. I said the best 3 teams in the league, and the teams with the 2 best records are the Patriots, the Broncos, and then there's a bunch of 9-3 teams in the NFC, but the Chicago Bears are technically the number 1 seed right now. So no, I didn't. They're not in the top 3 from the record standpoint, and that's what I meant. The teams, not bad teams, but teams we didn't expect to be this good in the top 3.
Seattle, can we get a temporary ban on Dean here?
Seattle has the best defense in the league. We knew Seattle was going to be a good team, and so maybe not quite this good, but we knew they were going to be good, and they're not the top 3.
Grimes is out, by the way. Back onto the thing that we're trying to talk about. Grimes is out. I don't know what kind of an impact level that is, but TJ, is that does that register on things that matter to you?
It does. I am still. I saw it in chat. I am still trying to find that actual tweet or where that comes from because I haven't seen that yet. But yes, that is what we're waiting for. The Quentin Grimes as well as Andre Drummond and Paul George for the 76ers. Grimes, the guy that we are expecting most likely to be out. He has been listed as inactive. There we go. So yeah, Grimes officially out. Still waiting to hear on Drummond and Paul George, but we were expecting them to play. The first game of the night is the most interesting game of the night from a DFS standpoint, I think. We got Philadelphia with a couple guys injured going up against an absolutely putrid Washington team. Massive implied team total. lots of value. And then on the Washington side, we get the cheap center roulette of Bagley and Vukcevic and the power forwards of cheap Champagny and cheap Cam Whitmore. And so it's like all of the exciting stuff is this game. You play Tyrese Maxey, you play a whole bunch of cheap value from Washington, and then you get to mix and match some spend ups from the other games. So that's kind of the overview, I would say.
Okay, very good. Well, I was looking for the value, so it's good to know where it is as I start constructing my lineup. Kirk, why don't you start us out on DraftKings with a little point guard talk?
All right. First time we're doing DraftKings on a show with you, Roth. I've been doing it with others, but
yeah,
just not the same, you know? Okay.
That's right. You're damn right.
Yeah. Okay. So point guard. Well, first, I'm just going to start off with Maxey. You get the great matchup here against Washington. They are the worst defensive rating team in the NBA. They give up leaks fantasy points to everywhere by steals, by blocks, just peripherals galore for everyone who plays them. They are they're third in the NBA in fast break points. Or no, Maxey himself is third in the NBA in fast break points and points per game, and they give up a ton of fast break points. They're 24th in opponent fast break points. So like it's just a great matchup from every angle for Maxey. And only problem is there is one caveat. They do have one good defender, Bilal Coulibaly, who they could stick on him, but I don't really even care. He's not like that good that it would matter. This is just a great spot for him if this game stays somewhat close. Then you're going to get that massive minutes upside that he always have, and he's going to play. They always play their starters, even if it is a lot longer, anyway, too. So Nurse just can't help himself. So Maxey's a solid, great play. He's my second favorite stud of the night if you consider Jaylen Brown a stud, which I'll get to. Also, if you want like pivots off of that, De'Aaron Fox, Jalen Brunson look pretty good. We will get some value now with Grimes. I see him as doubtful if he is out, whichever. Jared McCain is going to get a decent amount of minutes here. Like him, Peyton Pritchard went absolutely off the other night. You can play him. I'm not in love with it at 6,900. There's just a lot more ways for him to fail at that price tag than for him to hit a mass 42 points worth of 3-pointers. But whatever. And then CJ McCollum, if you want to bring back on the Washington side, make or miss. Like he could be bad, he could be good if they can keep this competitive. And then also the Pelicans are without a bunch of people, so Jeremiah Fears is kind of like the fringe outside guy who's not going to be very high owned that I kind of like.
Okay. TJ, your thoughts at point?
Yeah, just one quick thing. We don't have Quentin Grimes out yet. Like that has been unconfirmed. That was just somebody who said it in chat. There is a tweet from some alert page that says he is listed as an inactive, but there's not actually anything sourcing it or any backing to that. So no official Quentin Grimes being out yet. So keep your eyes on that. Point guard position. Yeah, Maxey is my top guy here by a pretty significant margin. He's my highest owned player on the slate. I have 69% Maxey tonight. It's a pretty nice amount of Maxey. And then my second highest owned point guard is actually another one of his teammates. It's Jared McCain. I will probably adjust this as I won't get quite so much McCain if Quentin Grimes ends up in, but I like him as a great play. He's projecting great with Grimes in, and so he'll be in must play territory if Grimes happens to be out. Quickly,
and you have no issue playing them together. Playing them together is not a problem.
McCain, totally fine. Yeah. Maxey McCain, that's totally fine. I like Quickly a lot, but he hasn't shown a ton of ceiling this season. Like he kind of feels like one of those guys to me that's always a totally fine cash game play, but I do wonder about his tournament ceiling when he's going to be high owned. So I do have some, but I'm probably going to be underweight on Maxey today. On Quickly today. I really like, instead of him going up a little bit further, to De'Aaron Fox. I strongly prefer Maxey, but if I'm not getting Maxey or even paired with him, De'Aaron Fox is probably my next favorite spend up at the point guard position. And then I'm getting to a little bit of Jose Alvarado for cheap, a little bit of Derek White in the mid tier, and some Jalen Brunson as well.
Yeah. Okay. Shooting guard.
McCain is going to be my highest owned guy here. I'm playing him more at the shooting guard position than I am at the point guard position. I was debating just putting him as a shooting guard only play, but we just don't have that many cheap point guard options today, so I'm going to leave him to be possibly played there in some lineups too. Brandon Ingram, my next highest guy. Third, I really liked Dean's call on the last show. This was somebody I was on as well, and so I really liked the vote of confidence from there as well, because Dean's been playing some great DFS lately. I don't know if people have noticed, but he's been winning a lot. And so I really like Josh Hart. I love that he has shooting guard eligibility here, 7,700, but he's just been absolutely smashing since he got inserted into the starting lineup. And that's it from the guys that I actually like. Like, those are my top priorities. But then I'm also getting to some Trey Murphy, Anthony Edwards, Will, Derek White, a little bit of Spurs, Champagny, Kaishan George, and then VJ Edgecombe.
Okay, good stuff. Kirk, your thoughts there as shooting guard, please.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention Quickly. I do like Quickly a lot as well, so just add that. I actually tagged him today. I should have not missed that. McCain is just going to be a great value. I'm showing on another site.
Grimes is out. Drummond, Paul George in.
Yeah, so McCain's definitely in play. 4,200, one of the top values on the slate. I like Trey Murphy a lot in this spot with a thin down New Orleans squad. I also like Josh Hart. Edgecombe now gets some potential love here too. Hasn't been as good as when he started off the season for sure, but certainly capable of putting up a good score for 5,700 with a bunch of people out in this matchup. And then maybe Brandon Ingram or Scotty Barnes. I don't know who Kamara is going to take. I think it's probably going to be Brandon Ingram, but I want the one who he doesn't take. And that's why I like Quickly. I think Quickly is going to have a good matchup no matter what for these Toronto guys. But I wish I had a really strong take on Kamara and who he's guarding, because Ingram and Scotty Barnes also both look really good. And that's about it.
Okay, let's go to small forward.
Okay. Small forward. So Jaylen Brown is my favorite play in the slate. So it comes down to just usage for me with this, not, and the fact that I'm a homer or whatever.
Yeah.
But usage trumps all. He ranks third in the NBA in usage, 35.3%, only behind Luka and Giannis. He's taken his game to a new level recently. And with that kind of usage, he's going to have massive games. He had a 70 fantasy point game the other night over the weekend on Saturday against the Wolves, who are no easy matchup. So this is no easy matchup to the Knicks, but it's just usage. So love him. Think he's too cheap, even though he's 9,300. I think he should be even higher. So on this slate, it's Maxey and Brown for me. And then from there, Justin Edwards is a punt play at 3,600 for Philly now with some of these guys out. It's kind of gross, the rest of this small forward, but Josh Hart is small forward eligible. We can play Keldon Johnson, big body. I know you like that one, Roth. We can play Sadiq Bey, who's been really good, especially when he's getting big minutes and with Zion out. I like that at 6,600. And Jaden McDaniels, I like as well.
Okay. TJ, your thoughts at small forward?
Yeah, pretty weak position today. And so I really like just spending up for Jaylen Brown as well. Not too many guys that I really like at this position. It's basically just Bey, Brown, and Hart as my main targets. I'm getting to a little bit of Keldon Johnson. I'm getting to a little bit of McDaniels, a little bit of Vassell, a little bit of Spurs Champagny, but 10% or less of all four of those guys, whereas I'm just trying to load up on Josh Hart, Jaylen Brown, Sadiq Bey.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to power forward, where my favorite play of the night rests, but I'll let you boys go through it first. TJ, what do you got?
Getting to a ton of Wizards here. Cam Whitmore and the Wizard Champagny. Wizard Champagny is going to be starting. I made a rule that I want one of Vukcevic and Bagley in every lineup, and I want one of Cam Whitmore and Champagny in every lineup, because these are just the clearest sources of value on the slate, and I think they're going to be going under-owned here. Like, we're not seeing much ownership to Cam Whitmore today. Champagne's at 25%, which is high, but not that high for a 3K guy on a 5-game slate. And so I'm loading up on these Washington cheapies today, not just Marvin Bagley, but all of them. And so Champagne and Whitmore, my 1A, 1B here. Champagne's a cash option. Whitmore is the tournament pivot. Sadiq Bey, it has power forward eligibility. And then I really, really like Derek or Dominic Barlow for the 76ers today. Really high on him. It went to overtime, but he played 45 minutes in their last game. Now it's a couple days rest, but they're going to be without Grimes. And so I think we should see a lot of minutes for Barlow today. Really like him as a cheap price tag. And then 3 spend-ups I'm getting to, or I guess 4. Randall, Barnes, Towns, Avdia, just getting between 10 and 20% of all of them.
Denny. It's Denny season. That dude is so damn good at basketball. I want the cheap plays here at power forward. Like you mentioned, there's so much value, but I just think he's going to put up 70 fantasy points.
Well, we'll see, because he's about to get swallowed up by the best wing defender in basketball.
It doesn't matter. He does it all. He's like Luka. He is Luka-like. He's fantastic. Kirk, your thoughts at power forward?
Wow, I thought you were going to go.
Who leads the NBA in stocks?
The dude, was it Jalen Johnson?
Nope.
Who?
It's a good guess.
The guy guarding Avdia tonight, Scotty Barnes, the only player in the NBA with 30+ steals, 30+ blocks.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. I don't care. Kirk, your thoughts at power forward?
All I'm saying.
I thought you were going to say Cam Whitmore.
Yeah, buddy. I do have Cam Whitmore also. For what it's worth.
Good. Don't be scared of Scotty Barnes. Avdia, like you said, does it all. It's massive usage. I like it. I also like Scotty Barnes, assuming he doesn't have Kamara on him. But I'd still probably play him anyway. I think Karl Anthony Towns is excellent against the Celtics here. I don't think they have a really good answer for him. So really like him. Champagne for the Washington Champagne. 3,500 is, just a good source of value. Like TJ's leading into all these Washington guys. Like it. And Jaren Jackson Jr. Keep playing this guy, and he keeps fouling. But I someday he's going to learn. That's it.
The answer, by the way, who leads the league in stocks is Mikal Bridges. It's Bridges for what it's worth. But
no, it's not.
Unless
people are saying.
I just
after we just whooped the rat ass.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Scotty Barnes has 64. Mikal Bridges has 67. So I'm just reading. I could be wrong. Let's go to center. What do we got, Kirk?
Twitter account live.
Can't trust it. There's a lot of imposters out there, TJ. Yeah. That's why we come to Roth.
It wasn't Santel or anything. It was congratulating
the real stats
on being players of the month.
You come to the weatherman for the real stats. Come on now. Yeah. Kirk, center's a tough spot as well because there's at least 3 dudes I want to play and I can't.
It's depending on who you're plugging in your lineup, you're just eating the value with Marvin Bagley.
Yeah.
Starting, just played a decent amount of minutes and put up like 33 fantasy points. He's 3,600. And I'm not scared of Drummond holding down the paint. I think he's got some offensive game here. And you can also play Vuk as opposed to Vooch, 3,200. They're going to basically split center minutes, and they're both dirt cheap. Pirtle, I like. Karl Anthony Towns, I like. Zach Edey is an interesting tournament play at 7,200. And Derek Queen is an interesting tournament play, too. He's fizzled off a bit, but Zion's out. And if he's got to hit some threes, if he starts hitting these threes, which he should be capable of doing, he should be able to have a good fantasy night. And then one like off the radar one, because Dominic Barlow's starting, Adem Bona, 3,700 for Philly. Who's going to come off the bench, but this is Washington, and he's, as long as you give him 20+ minutes at 3,700, he should be just fine.
Yeah. Okay. TJ, same question to you here at center. Are you just sticking with the chalk and playing bags, or are you getting some of those tournament pivots in?
Well, I'll have one of Vukcevic or Bagley in every single lineup today. First run had 68% Bagley, 50% Vukcevic. So playing a ton of both of them. I will say I was incorrect. I was wrong. The tweet was because he was Defensive Player of the Month, and so it was referencing up until December. And so Bridges has passed him yesterday. But it was until yesterday.
Yeah, all right.
And so, 67% Bagley in my most recent run, 51% Vukcevic. Nobody else I'm super high on, but there's a ton of guys who are coming in at really low ownership that I like getting to in tournaments. So Derek Queen, Zach Edey, Karl Anthony Towns, even a little Robert Williams or Mitchell Robinson is really cheap tournament pivots today. But Derek Queen is the one I'm most interested in. He's currently projecting for less than 2% owned. Nobody wants to play him because his minutes have been all over the place. He's been playing really poorly, and that has caused those minutes to go down. But we don't have news on Misi yet, who is the guy who's been stealing his minutes for the Pelicans. He's currently listed as questionable, but Zion's also out now. And that was one of the biggest things that was limiting Derek Queen's minutes is you can't really have Zion and Queen on the court together because neither of them are any good at defense. And they needed one person who could actually protect the rim. And so now that there's no Zion, I think Queen is very, very interesting for tournaments tonight.
Okay. I want to get some promo reads. We got to get to FanDuel as well, but a couple quick questions. One from HC Clip says, can you answer this real quick? 2v2 DKGPP, TJ, Edey and Barlow, or Queen and big body Keldon Johnson?
Wow, I really like both of those. I feel a little bit stronger in Edey and Barlow. Like Queen and Keldon, I think might have the higher upside, but it also has a much lower floor.
Yeah. And then I did get another question that I liked from LMI. Is it psychotic to play Bagley and Vuk together?
No,
it's not crazy.
They're so cheap.
Yeah.
They didn't play a minute together yesterday, and still Vukcevic had 24 points and Bagley had 33.5.
Yeah. Okay. I want to make sure we're giving away the best deal, and we've got it. And it's the final countdown. This is it. It's your last chance. Sign up with the link in the description for the Black Friday / Travel Monday, or what is it? Cyber Monday / Travel Tuesday sale. Users get to receive a RotoGrinders Combo Pro plan for the price of a single sport for 3 straight months. $74.99 a month for your first 3 months. After 3 months, you go back to the regular price, which is $119.99 a month. This is literally the last day you can get this offer, so I highly recommend you take advantage of it. And hey, if you are watching from Missouri, our good friends there in Missouri, be sure to find the best promo codes when signing up for sportsbooks in Missouri with right here. They got the link in the description. In fact, it's literally just a link, and it just has all the promo codes listed. It's very easy to do, so I highly recommend you check it out. Let's go to FanDuel, and we'll go position by position, but we'll do it quick. Kirk, point guard, what do you got?
It's Maxey again. Definitely the number one pick. Then from there, pivot would be De'Aaron Fox, Jalen Brunson, or I also like Emmanuel Quickly, but you can play him quickly at shooting guard. Jeremiah Fears is in play if you want him. Jared McKean is also in play, but really it's just about Maxey and then move on to the next position.
Yeah. TJ, anything you want to add there at point?
No, now that Maxey up top, McCain is the cheap option that I'd want to talk about. Probably more likely to play him at shooting guard, but he is very viable here as a cheap point guard too.
Yeah, then let's go to shooting guard, TJ.
McCain is my top option here at shooting guard. Very cheap, just like he is on FanDuel. Jaylen Brown spending all the way up to him is the other way I like to get at the shooting guard position. Cedric Coward, much cheaper on FanDuel than DraftKings. The Spurs Julian Champagny, much cheaper here on FanDuel. He's shown a huge ceiling lately, so I like him quite a bit. And Miles McBride is really cheap on FanDuel as well.
Yeah. All right. Kirk, anything you want to note there at shooting guard on FanDuel?
Jaylen Brown, but I'd probably play him at small forward. Other than that, quickly you can play here. You can also Jared McKean is also one of the top, like TJ said, top sources of value on the slate tonight. And then I do like Trey Murphy as well for New Orleans. Who's back now.
Very good. Let's go to small forward, Kirk. Oh, there's an Eric Gordon mention in the chat. I'm not sure if you guys know, but we're best friends. Can we play Eric Gordon, my best friend?
No.
Damn. I was hoping. I'm going to text him and tell him that you said that, TJ. Small
Good.
forward, Kirk. What do we got?
TJ's going to play Scotty Barnes. Is that true? I don't know. I think so. But he's a damn good play. Brandon Ingram. One of those. Whoever gets the better person guarding him will have a bigger night. But both are in play. Denny Avdia, like you said, Roth, you love him. Jaylen Brown, you can play here as well. Anthony Edwards, like this, it's pretty stacked. And then I'm not sure what to make of Paul George, but I don't think he can be that bad in this matchup at 6,200 unless he just runs wind sprints, like just does cardio and doesn't really care. But I don't know. He's interesting at that price.
He's on some sort of minutes restriction, I assume?
Yeah. He might get a couple of more. He's projected to be like 25, 27 minutes.
Yeah, I can't
Six.
do it. Yeah. TJ, your thoughts? Small forward.
Yeah, I'll actually be looking to get underweight on Paul George and Scotty Barnes. Barnes, I absolutely love as a real life basketball player. He's just been incredible this season. But from a fantasy perspective, he's just not a huge scorer. And so he really has to fill up those stocks to get there. And he does. He gets a ton of them. But at 8,800 at chalk, I don't really love going there. I kind of like him better on slates that he's not picking up a ton of ownership. And so Barnes, Ingram, George, I'll be looking to probably go underweight on that top tier on FanDuel. I'd rather get to Jaylen Brown. I don't mind Anthony Edwards as a pivot off of those guys. Both these Champagnes have small forward eligibility, and I think they're both really, really elite value plays, and neither of them are picking up much ownership. And then does Whitmore have small forward eligibility? He does, projecting for 10% ownership. I like saving salary with Whitmore also.
Very good. I think last game he played, 17 minutes and scored, 17 real life points and had a shitload of fantasy points. Those numbers not exact, but that's pretty much what he can do for you. TJ, your thoughts at power forward?
Whole bunch of the same guys: Barnes, George, Ingram. Great cash game options. I'll probably try and get a little underweight there in tournaments. I prefer getting to Julius Randle at this spot at 8K. Sadiq Bey at 69. It is a gross price tag for Sadiq Bey, but he's earned it. He's been absolutely incredible lately, and so I'm playing a lot of him. Don't mind some Keldon Big Body at only 5,300. I like Naz Reid at 55, and then the Washington Champagnie is power forward eligible as well. He's a great play here. Looks like Justin Edwards actually projecting pretty good also.
Okay, Kirk, your thoughts there at the old small forward spot?
Okay, so I do like Jaren Jackson Jr. I'll continue to keep playing this guy. Had one decent game lately and still has been underwhelming, but I'm going right back to the well. His price is just too cheap for the upside that I know that he does possess on FanDuel when he gets rolling with blocks and steals. Could really just have a massive game. I like Karl Anthony Towns a lot. I like Denny Avdia a lot. There's kind of a lot of pricey good plays here. From cheaper, save some money. I think Jaden McDaniels is a pretty fine play. Champagne, and then who was I think? Oh, I like Julius Randle in this spot against a thinned out Pelicans front court.
Yeah, let's go to power forward.
That was
power forward.
My bad. Let's go to center.
Yep. So center, it's the same thing. It's Marvin Bagley, 4,300. Other than that, I like Jakob Poeltl, 5,900. It's just too cheap, I think, especially in this matchup. Portland, you can play Towns here. You can play Edey. You can play Derek Queen. Doesn't grade out as the best play, but pretty lowish ownership tonight for the situation that he's in. So I like that. I also like Zach Edey as for a low ownership play too at 7,200. Keda and Cornette are also decent punts.
Yeah. TJ, your thoughts at the big men?
Sorry, a little shaken for a second. I just got an email from one of my favorite characters in a TV show, and they called me their friend. And so that was pretty cool.
Look at you.
Center position, it's still Marvin Bagley over here. but I think Vukcevic is a really good pivot off of him. 4,300 for Bagley, though, is just, it's really tough to get off that today. I don't mind Dominic Barlow either here or the power forward position. Vukcevic is only projecting for 2% ownership, so I do think that's the best straight line pivot. I think Yves Missi, if he plays, is somewhat viable, as is Mitchell Robinson as a pivot off of these guys. But the scary thing is you're basically just hoping those guys get like 25 points and then the Washington guys bust. You just don't have the same ceiling potential as Bagley has. So it's not like, hey, if Bagley has a good game and these guys have a good game, they can beat Bagley. It's more of Bagley's going to suck, and that's what you need for these guys to beat him. And so I don't feel super duper confident about it, but I think if you want to spend that to a guy like Zach Edey or Derek Queen, that's totally fine.
Comment of the year. Comment of the year right there.
Who emailed you? Oh, that sweet Bill Crosby said that. Cosby said that. Yeah, everybody loves Clifford the Big Red Dog. Oh, does Homer Simpson have email? You just immediately the chat coming through.
That's good. Hey, the closest was somewhere between Missi out. Fire up Derek Queen even more, baby.
And
I'm gonna get a ton of Derek Queen right now.
Do you like Queen more than Edey?
Yeah, now I do. Somebody asked that. I guess they're gone now. That's why we asked it early. But now Queen over Edey for sure.
Julius Randle's gonna freaking feast on this front court.
Yeah, he is.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah, he is.
I hate my lineup. We have 10 minutes for questions. The questions are coming in, and that is what we like to see. How about guard at 4,200? If you're curious whose question that is, it's mine. It's a DraftKings question. 4,200 guard. Can I play some dude named Chris Murray?
I assume you already have Jared McCain?
Yes.
I don't have a guard cheaper than McCain in my pool. I have no other guards in that range in my pool of 150.
Okay. Sticking with it because I don't have time to do anything else.
You can't find another 100 somewhere?
Nope.
Okay.
Is there a really good play?
You can play Bob Carrington.
Yeah, go Bob Carrington.
Yeah. All right. Make a swap. Let's see what we got. A lot of questions coming in. I want to remind everybody, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up for us. It is a free show. It's entirely free. We're just giving you deals, giving you winners. It's all we do, and all that we ask in return. Hit that thumbs up for us. That's it. Let's see. Queen in cash. TJ, you now a cash play?
I'm going to need to see what his projection ends up at. He is still very expensive, but I think he's definitely in consideration for me in cash. But I'm going to need to see where his projection's at, because it'll be tough in cash game setting to just not do Vukcevic Bagley together.
Okay. Kirk, got a couple DK GPP questions from D-Rock in the Discord. Keldon or Harry Barnes?
Keldon.
DK GPP, right back to you. Alvarado or Simons?
Alvarado.
Okay. Kirk, you were specifically asked for, so we'll triple it up on you. Last piece in a FanDuel GPP, I can play Walsh with Boston or Wells, or are they both garbage?
Both garbage, but Wells would be better than Walsh for me.
Okay. TJ, a few for you. This one from Sean, FanDuel GPP. Champagny did not specify which one, or Whitmore.
Champagny safer. Whitmore is going to be a lot lower owned, higher ceiling, lower floor. So it's one of those tough questions where it depends what you're looking for. Champagny is the better projected play. He's starting. He's safer. Whitmore probably has the higher ceiling, but he's got a much lower floor.
Yeah. Okay. Thoughts on McCollum, TJ?
He's fine, but not somebody I'm getting to a lot. I would have liked him more if George was out.
Okay. Kirk, back to you. Fox or Brunson in cash on FanDuel?
I guess you got to go Brunson there.
Okay.
No, let me scratch that. Go with the Aaron Fox.
That dude is so fast. Do you ever watch Fox play? He is.
Oh yeah.
So
I've always loved him.
It's like he's just mashing the turbo button the whole game. He is just so much faster than anyone else on the court. It's wild to see. Kirk, Looney? ? That's the only question. Looney ?
No.
Okay.
Maybe with Misi out now, but I just don't. There's really not much ceiling, and there's other like. Are you really going to beat Bagley with Looney tonight? I don't think so. Against Gobert, I don't think so. But
Another one of those cases where you need Bagley to fail because Looney's not going to outperform him in a good game.
Yeah. Okay. TJ LMI says, can I play Washington Champagny with Whitmore on DK?
Yes, but make sure you're not playing both of the Washington centers in that case. You can play one of them, but not both.
Yeah. TJ Darren says, FanDuel, Paul George or Queen in a FanDuel GPP?
Queen by an extravagantly large margin.
Okay. Kirk, Bay or Queen?
Queen.
Thoughts on a maxi fade for a different payout, like, say, a Brunson? Kirk?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can play De'Aaron Fox. You can. There's plenty of good pivots, but you just need him to fail or the game to totally blow out. He might get locked down by Bob Carrington, or Koulibaly, but why not?
Okay. Achilles says Kevin is a traitor. He's sleeping on big body these days. I watched a full Spurs game recently, and I freaking love Keldon's game. He hustles, he works, but he just, for DFS purposes, he so often disappoints because he's not like a high volume guy. But he's super fun to watch. He's still my boy. Thoughts on 6'8" Kaishan George on FanDuel, TJ?
Not a super target for me. Like I'm not pursuing him, but if I needed him as a last piece, I certainly wouldn't change my lineup around him. He's got a high ceiling, just inconsistent.
Yeah. Okay. TJ, right back to you. Edwards or Brown at small forward, FanDuel cash?
Brown.
Okay. Kirk, is Jacoby Walter an okay punt at small forward on DK?
I think yes, because I think if he hits his threes, he'll keep him out there and he'll have a decent game. But if he's missing his threes, it's gonna probably not be a great play.
Okay. Got a bunch of questions coming in the Discord. I want to make sure I get to those. Achilles says, thoughts on IQ and DK Cash?
Totally good play.
That took me way too long. Let's see. TJ, I got a couple for you from Bean. FanDuel, GPP, both of them. Vassell or McCollum, and Fears or V. William?
First one.
Okay. I'm sorry. I did that wrong. It was two separate questions. Vassell or McCollum. Next question, Fears or V. Williams?
McCollum Fears.
Very good. Thank you. TJ, thoughts on Pandemic P on FanDuel 62 hundo?
Cash game viable. Don't like him in tournaments where he's going to be highly owned and limited by minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see, Kirk, Queen or Murphy without counting the price difference. So just straight up.
Murphy.
Okay. McCain or McBride? Kirk, McCain or McBride?
McCain.
McCain. Let's see. Are the Spurs worth watching without Wemby? I kind of just watched them just to see what they were like without Wemby. Still kind of fun. They're a lot less fun, but they're still kind of fun.
Yeah, I like Sohan. I like Vassell. I like De'Aaron Fox. I can't stand Harrison Barnes.
Who's the young guy that they have at guard who's really good?
Castle?
No.
Harper?
Yes. He looks really good. He definitely passes the eye test. Let's see what else we got. 2 minutes until lock. Cleveland Picker says, TJ, Bay, Queen, or Jackson, power forward on FanDuel. Rank them for me, please.
Bay, Queen, Jackson way below.
Okay. Very good. We are moments into lock.
I got Jackson way up there.
Thoughts on Walsh? Kirk? Yes. I believe he was one of the people you said sucked.
No, I can't say that because I feel bad about the alopecia that he had. He's got the the bald head.
I do not know who he is, so I do not. But
he looks just. Who's the guy on the Mavs who had that?
Villanueva.
Yeah, he looks exactly the same as Villanueva.
Okay, but you can still say
People
that
think Charlie V. They think of the Mavs.
It's what popped in my head.
Yeah, I do.
That's fair.
UConn Husky.
I think it was Charlie V. I watched the Mavs lose a playoff game, and I went to the bar across the street, and he was there. Like, okay, yeah, I had the picture in my head before, I know. He was there at the bar, literally as quick as I could leave the arena and get to the bar to go get an after game cocktail. Charlie Villanueva had left the game and went to the bar to get some cocktails. And I was pretty impressed. That's some efficiency. It was like 15 minutes, game over. He was drinking at the bar. He did not need to shower. I don't think he played in the game, to be clear.
Yeah, I had a story like that with Antoine Walker at Foxwoods Casino. He got sat down at the blackjack table, and I was like, didn't the game just, it was like literally, there was like just enough time to like drive to Foxwoods.
Right, yeah. Just no post-game speech, no shower, no nothing. Just straight there. Let's see. Edwards, not a good cash option. FanDuel at all?
No, it depends if he's referring to Justin Edwards or Anthony Edwards, but either way, they're both totally fine, but not like somebody you're going out of your way to get.
Yeah. A couple questions in the Discord, then we'll bounce. Are 4 Sixers too many Sixers, TJ? DK Largefield.
That's already locked, but no.
Okay. And then Jaylen Brown or Barnes. Looks like you typing in Brown is your thought there?
Yeah, put Brown there.
Okay, and then Kirk, final question of the day, unless more come in. Hart or Triple J? Don't play your boy. Your boy sucks. You keep playing it and he sucks.
I know he's good. He just needs to learn to stop fouling. But okay, I'll let you. No, I'm going to say Jaren Jackson. I'm going to stick to my guns.
He's had one useful game this entire season.
Maybe
Yes.
of the past 2
Early.
seasons.
Seasons early.
It's like that guy. I can. He's on my do not play.
One
list for
time
sure.
has he eclipsed 40 fantasy points this season.
It is not about what they've done up to this point. It's what they do from here on forward.
As long as his price is
34
tanking.
minutes against Sacramento, the worst interior defense in basketball, and he couldn't get more than 30 fantasy points.
He's so bad. I don't understand
He's
what he
not bad.
does
He's
other
not
than
bad.
foul. I don't know what he's doing out there.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch one of their games so I can just study him and be like, how are you so bad at what you do?
He's
sir?
just so damn handsy.
Yeah. Man.
But even when he plays minutes, he still doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are giggling like he's a bad player. He's not Jared Jackson Jr. was like supposed to be one of the best players in this league. He's an elite defensive player. He's got offensive game. He can shoot the three. There's something mental going on, and there's something coach driven going on. But
I'd love to have him on my team, but I don't want to play him in fantasy. He's just not that guy in fantasy.
he has been in the past.
Last year at times he was. And with that, we are going to clear on out of here. So for Kirk and for TJ and for our wonderful production crew, always working hard behind the scenes, guys, we appreciate you. We love you, and we will catch you tomorrow. You have been crushed.